Happy Mother's Day video. The other one will be for anyone who finds Mother's Day hard. Okay? So, but you came to see the Happy Mother's Day. So, let me start by saying one of the nicest things that a mother, I think, can hear is, "You were the start of every good thing in my life." And I think that is one of the nicest things a mother can hear, for sure. I also wanted to let you know, if you're a mom, you do the best you can, okay? When you know better, you do better. And if you're feeling regret or you're feeling guilt, give yourself a break, okay? Own it. I have no problems with people apologizing to their kids. Okay, they're people before anything else. So if you do something wrong to someone, just apologize. Own it. It helps them to learn to be accountable and to own. I'm sorry if the camera's shaking. Bella's on the table and is just staying just out of my reach so that I can't get her off. But yeah, I think as parents, we hold ourselves to almost an unattainable standard, you know? We expect too much of ourselves. So give yourself a break and always remember, you do the best you can with what you know. When you know better, you do better, okay? And if you're a child of a parent and you're able to talk to them, do it. Tell them you love them. Tell them what you've learned from them. Tell them that they'll always have a place in your life. Even if you're busy, that you will always try to make sure okay, she jumped off the table. That you will always try to make sure they're in your life and they know what's going on in your life. I think sometimes we forget, we try so hard to separate ourselves from our parents to prove we're adults that we forget to include them. So let's always remember to do that, okay? I lost both my parents and both my in-laws, so I miss them very much. And especially my mom right now. I'm really, really missing her. And it's funny because there's so many times with my daughter being 17, there are days where I literally stand in the middle of a room and look up at the sky and say, okay, I get it now. And I do. But I think the mother-child relationship can be so complicated. I can't really speak for a mother-son because I'm not a son. A mother-daughter, I think, is very complicated. We tend to push and pull. You know, push you away, pull you close, push you away, pull you close. And I think that goes for both, you know? If you can, another thing I think is great is to sit down and write them a letter. Try to include a favorite memory from your childhood. Include a time of conflict and forgive them and ask for their forgiveness. It can open up the doors of communication so much. And I think that's so important for us. Communication is the key to any relationship. But our moms, those are complicated relationships. If you're lucky enough that you and your mom had a great relationship and no issues, great. If you didn't, we can always learn from it. Because what do I say? There's no such thing as mistakes. If we learn from them, then they're lessons. And we have a lot of lessons. And if you're lucky enough to be both a parent and a child of a living parent, and your child is there, you get the best and the worst of both worlds. If you're anything like mine, you will look at your parent who is now a grandparent and say, who are you? Where were you when I was growing up? And then you look at your child and you're like, will I be like that? Will I make those mistakes? When my daughter was born, I actually wrote a letter to her. It's in her baby book about things I won't do. And when she's 21, I'll give it to her. And if I start doing those things, she is to turn around and give me the letter highlighted. Because somebody once gave me a plaque that said, the two things we give our children are roots and wings. And I think that's perfect. Roots, so they always know where they came from, and wings so they can soar. And hopefully they'll soar back sometimes and come visit. So like I say, I wish you all a happy Mother's Day. And I wish you all the ability to wish someone a happy Mother's Day. And while we're on the subject of that, there are bonus moms, you know. I'm lucky enough, my aunt is my bonus mom, and she's amazing. She's an amazing grandmother to my daughter, and I told her we always send her Mother's Day gift or card. Although this year we sent her tulips, because I know she loves tulips. And she called me and she said, I'm only telling you this because I know you spend good money. They're dead. They were all, she sent me a picture, they were all like drooping and everything. But she knows the thought was there. And she knows she's my bonus mom and her bonus grandmother. So if you have a bonus parent, and it doesn't have to be a woman, it can be a man, tell them that they're your bonus parent, that they mean more to you than just a relative or a family friend, that you learned from them, that you trust them, that you value what they think and their advice. I think Mother's Day is a day we celebrate being mothered and mothering. And one of the best ways to celebrate being mothered is to let the mother know. That's kind of convoluted, but I think you get the idea. And I really hope that you all give each other a break, okay? Even as a child, if you have regrets about how you grew up, own them, apologize for them, ask for forgiveness. If you harbor resentment about how you grew up, that's a little more difficult, and you might want to look at the next video. But one of the ways that you can help with that resentment is to acknowledge it, not on Mother's Day, but another time. Slowly introduce it into conversations. Let it build. Don't throw everything all at once, because you want the relationship to be able to sustain itself, okay? And honesty is probably the best policy. Usually, the thing I always say about my mom is that she was a work in progress, and she was a perfect example of a woman who, when she knew better, she did better. I don't think I've ever met anyone who loved being a grandmother as much as my mom. She just took to it like a duck to water. And my daughter, my nephews, our niece, they loved her so very much. And they were so close to her. And she even got to meet her great-grandson, which was really cool. So yeah, if you have kids and you can do it, it's safe, let them know they're grandparents. You're gonna need to make the effort, okay? One thing I learned with my mom and my in-laws is that the older people get, the more they expect you to come to them. And you know what? If you can do it, do it. Let them know their grandchildren. It will only help your children. And you know what? It gives you a break too, you know, to be able to sit back and see the generation before you, the generation after you come together. It's a special, special bond. It really is. So go and celebrate with your parent, whether it's a phone call, a letter, an email, even a text or a visit if you can. Okay? And if you're the mom, I know the kitchen's going to be a mess if the kids make you breakfast or lunch or dinner. It's okay. Let them. If they want to do something for you, let them. You can clean it up later, you know. Let them give of themselves, okay? We always talk about being good givers. We have to be good receivers too, because by being that, we teach our kids to give more, okay? So go and enjoy your days, and always remember, I love you, I value you, I honor you, and I'm so very, very glad that you were born.